Mark's a West Ham fan. Mark, talk to me. Are you continuing the positivity ahead of tonight?
Definitely. Not unlike talkSPORT and the rest of the media, yeah. All we keep
What are you
banging
on about,
on
mate?
about
I'm loving it. We're positive this
all
morning.
we keep banging on about. You listen to talkSPORT over the last 4 days. All you got, Haaland this, Haaland that. And before Haaland in the previous game, oh, the atmosphere. Oh, we're playing at height. It's this is going to cripple us. That's going to cripple us. Where the hell is the positivity? We've got Kane up front. He's the biggest goal scorer in Europe this year, isn't he? 70-odd goals.
Yeah.
Come on, we should be looking at their knees shaking before kick-off.
Absolutely.
Not ours.
Jack, can I just say to you, look, there's a lot of big countries still left in, and I guarantee you, and all the radio stations in them country, they'll be concerned about the opposition. It's just giving them a respect. I think England will win. I've never said anything different. I feel they've got enough.
I feel we've got enough, but when you sit here and listen, I'm privileged enough to be able to listen to the radio for about 6-8 hours a day, and you hear Haaland's name mentioned for the last 4 days.
Well, he's not a bad striker, though, is he, Mark? Come on, he's not too shabby.
He's all right. Cut off his supply.
Hey, coming from a West Ham fan, mate, saying Haaland's all right. He's world class. Come on.
Look, he's not as good as McAvenny, is he, Cass?
No, McAvenny was some striker. On and off the field.
Mark, give us a score prediction, mate. I'm loving the positivity. Give us a score prediction and goal scorers. Put your money where your mouth is.
We're not even going to drop a goal. 3-0.
Who's scoring?
I reckon Bellingham and Kane too.
All right, fair play. Mark, love the positivity. Brilliant
and
stuff.
And Kane's going to get that golden boot as well.
Yeah, of course he is. He absolutely is. But just how high should fan expectations be? Well, England assistant Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank had his say speaking to the boys on Drive yesterday.
Expectation of England at this moment of time, is too high because they are thinking straight away that they have to win. It didn't, where France is now, it didn't take them 2 years. It didn't take them. It was a process.
I totally agree.
Exactly. And it was a process from Spain. And somebody has to go through that process.
Yeah.
And Gareth has started that process. And now it's up to Tuchel to finish that process.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
So you can't say he was not good enough. He's been, looking backwards, the Euro final in Wembley, yeah, you could say, it should have been better and they should have attacked more. And Gareth will be the first one to say, maybe we could have done that better and learned from it. And got in 4 years, then back in the final against Spain. Who has done that? English managers. Who has done that? Yes, we didn't win it at that time because Spain was just better on.
What do you make of that, Cass? You having that, or is it a bit negative from Jimmy?
No, look, there's a lot of sense. I mean, I go back to the French went through in the early 90s a really troubled time, and they couldn't find a way of thinking how they could win the World Cup. And then they had the World Cup in France in 98. There was a real objective from Emi Jacqui to try and create a team with a huge amount of talent at their disposal, because they did. They had great players that they could pick on, and they created a winning mentality. They won the World Cup. They then won the Euros in 2000, straight off the back. So they'd gone back-to-back trophies. Yeah. So that's what this process is really what Jimmy's talking about. And Spain did a similar thing. Now, England have been on this process. And is it now that is Tuchel the guy to take them over the line? Well, I do think there's a lot of positives about the change. But Gareth done an amazing job. I can't agree with people who just go down the road, he's a nearly man and all this stuff. I felt like, come on, you were so close. When you lose a penalty shootout, you know, that's coin flip stuff, isn't it?
Gareth's done well, but I kind of think Jimmy maybe contradicted himself a little bit there. We've been on a long old journey, actually, under Gareth Southgate, and the reason Thomas Tuchel has come in to finish the job. So I don't think that England have necessarily got too higher expectations. We've seen some of the negative reaction from their performances. England fans are honest about how good or bad England have been. Look at the reaction to the Ghana and Panama game. It was really negative because we know we can be better. And so I don't think we're taking ourselves for fools. I just think there is a confidence that Thomas Tuchel has got a little bit extra than Gareth Southgate does. But we're heading straight back to the phone lines. We're going to see if we can counteract some of the negative Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank energy. Andy's a West Ham fan. Andy, how do you feel about England's chances tonight and for this World Cup?
Good morning, chaps. Yeah, You know what? It's difficult. I do agree slightly to a degree with Jimmy in terms of how we've built. In terms of optimism, we need to be a little bit more level-headed. So after we beat Croatia, we were on cloud 9. And to be fair, I actually think that the Ghana game knocked us down a peg.
Yeah.
So building from that situation onwards, same as all the other teams, the World Cup, you're meant to build. And if you look at the Mexico game compared to Norway, I think that situation standing, Mexico aren't as good as Norway, but the situation is the altitude, how we had to play in the Azteca. I think we're really, really starting to build and really can go far in this World Cup.
Yeah. And it can also end dramatically. And that's the unfortunate thing, is that as much as what we say Tuchel's done and things that have gone right against Mexico, all the excitement, you used to see the players, the characters that come out, that could all end tonight. Yeah. You know, and then everyone would reflect back on everything that went wrong. It's such a fine line, Max. It really is.
It is. I mean, another thing about fine lines, I want to get your take on this, Andy. 4 England players on yellow cards: Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Mark Gahey, Nico O'Reilly. How concerned are you about that? The potential for losing some of our top players in the semi-final if we're to get through.
Yeah, and I think we got to. They're obviously going to be considering that, but I'm not sure what Tuchel's going to be planning on that. But that will be in the back of their minds for sure. And I know earlier in the show this week, in the back of their minds, it can change the sort of player who's on the pitch, and that's what we don't want. But they need to stay true to who they are, play the tactics, play the game.
And it gives a score prediction for Norway.
2-1 England.
Oh, everyone's going
we'll
to
take that.
Do you know, that's a really valid point. You know, you can only play tonight's game, and what happens. And if you have 2 players that are already on bookings get suspended for the next game, you have to deal with that.
Next
Other nations have the same problem.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. George is a Man City fan. George, how are you feeling ahead of tonight, mate? Good morning.
Morning, yeah. I'm feeling really good, to be perfectly honest. I'm a massive England fan, as is everyone. And I just think that we're going to blow them away. The reason for the call, though, is I actually think that I want to go against the grain with all the Dan Burn love. Don't get me wrong, he was fantastic for his cameo. He was brought in for one of 2 reasons. One, do what he did against the Mexicans, and the other would be if we need a goal late on. Let's be honest, I hope I don't see him in an England shirt again this tournament. Love him, brilliant what he did, but don't think we need to see him in his second role.
Yeah, I mean, you're quite strong on I hope we don't get to see him, but I get the sentiment. And I think Cass and I, while there's a lot of love for him, Cass and I are both saying we wouldn't start him.
Yeah, I said exactly that, you know, what you've got a problem is that you've already got your preferred back 4, and obviously if you have dramatic changes or injuries to like the right back area or centre half, you have to make different options. But I wouldn't start Dan Burn because he went there for me, in my mind, was to come on and do a job if necessary. It's a bit like Ivan Toney. If Ivan Toney came into the team, it's because things were wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's what I mean by I don't want to see him again. Not that I don't love him, but just I hope it's nice, smooth sailing from here. And one last thing, just as a bit of a reference to the best movie of all time, Mike Bassett, England manager, at least we didn't have to give 3 cheers to Ramirez.
George, top stuff, mate. Love it. Brilliant. That's George, the Man City fan. Ricky, he's a Liverpool fan. Ricky, talk to me. How confident are you ahead of tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think basically, you know, we've got the best league around. So technically, we have the best players as well. I mean, I'm confident that we'll beat them, but I think what it is with England, what they should do, the first off, is just go at them. We've got the better players, and close them down, go at them, because you know it's a knockout game. Anything can happen. You can't underestimate. I mean, the way the Norwegians played the other day against Brazilians, they were fantastic. So they're not a team that you can write off. They can beat us on the day, especially with Haaland. But I think what Tuchel should do is, from the first whistle, just go at them. We've got the better players, we've got the faster players, and I think we'll win the game. But I also think the problem is with England, if they start backing off and give them too much respect, it's going to be a 50-50 game.
Yeah, I agree. They've got to go at him, and rightly so. There's a lot of conversation in this country about Erling Haaland. He's a world-class striker. He scored 7 goals in this tournament. But I do share your sentiment, Ricky. We can't spend too much time trying to think about that. I think now in a quarter-final, Thomas Tuchel's been promising full-throttle football, and that's what we want to see in this sort of game.
See, can I just say one word on that? We're talking about Southgate's England and Tuchel's England. You know, Kane looks way more likely, and you could say, well, he had injuries in previous tournaments, but he's looked way more likely to score in the present England setup.
Yeah. No, he has. I totally agree. This is the best we've seen of Harry Kane. And I think he's going to get better in this tournament. We got a text in from Paul and Finn. Boys, yellow cards get wiped after the quarterfinals. That is true. But those 4 players, if they get booked in this quarterfinal, will miss the semi-final. So, yes, it does get wiped after the game, but it doesn't mean the yellow cards that accumulated before that get wiped. If they get the second one, they're gone for the semis. We do not want to see that. Absolutely brilliant calls. You can keep them coming in 03717 223344. Get your text coming in as well, 81089. Jill, legendary listener, messages in. Oh my God, the negativity. We've got the players. We need a positive mindset, not the what ifs. Haaland, Schmarland, let's go. Couldn't agree more, Jill. Jamie's an Arsenal fan. Jamie, talk to me. Good morning. How are you feeling ahead of tonight?
Morning, lads. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, mate. Feeling confident, feeling positive.
Yeah, same here, mate. First time caller, long time listener. Great show.
Good, cheers.
Thank you, mate.
Bit of a conundrum. I'm all right, but my wife was going to a reception today, just down the road, which makes it even worse. And she's sort of committed. And I said to her, you better start getting your excuses in now.
Wait, she's going to a wedding?
She is, to a reception, to a friend that she used to work to. So it's not really, from a bloke perspective, it's a bit of a no-brainer, but it's a bit harder for the ladies, I think, sometimes. And she went, how can I get out of it? And I went, well, and we just come up with an excuse. So now she wants to create some sort of story about me, just basically just saying, oh, well, my husband. I went, no. My name ain't being chucked around. I need total karma. Needs to be level, because tonight we need all the good vibes going in. No negativity, no lies here, no little white lies.
So
however,
100% behind you.
Yeah.
But I could use this lie in the future. We are married, and it's a long game. But no, I said to her, look, I'll set up your phone, do the BBC iPlayer, whatever channel it's on, and do it. And it's quite funny. First time ever. You can imagine like 20 birds at a wedding watching the football, because that's the way it's gone now. Ladies are right into it, and I love it.
And so absolutely. Is your wife coming back, or you say you've set her up so she can watch it at the wedding?
Oh, no. She's leaving at 9:45.
Yes.
I don't think she's not aware of the weather and the storms. So I'm not going to tell her, because I want her back home, mate. I think she's a right laugh. I mean, I love her. I'm with her the rest of my life.
That's it, mate.
But I understand how many little white lies us fellas have got to do to get out of something. And I'm like, oh, do I put her down and go? But I can't. So she's got to do what she's got to do. Big decisions tonight. Me and the kids, loads of snacks.
Yeah.
We're going for it.
Jamie, brilliant stuff. I love that. Great call. Can I get a quick score prediction from you, mate?
I think it's going to be England 4-1. It's sometimes when everyone's got always it's tight, the weather and all that. I think Ireland's just he ain't going to bottle it, but I think just stop the service.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be one of them. And I'm going back all the way to England, Germany 5-1. I'm going all the way back to Wesky. I get a feeling, but they just deep down, I want it to be close, so they're fighting. I don't want it to be too easy, because Argentinians, they'll go through, and I think it'll be a tough one. But what I'm going to say, I'm going for England 4-1. Let's go for it.
We'll take that, Jamie. Brilliant call. Absolute legend. Hopefully your missus gets back from that wedding unscathed. She's not been found out. Has he got his fingers
crossed there as he's talking? Because he's how many lies he's going to tell, or a little while.
I know. Wants the karma to be good. Ryan's a Man United fan. Good morning, Ryan.
Any lies from you, Ryan? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Ryan. Talk to us. How you feeling about tonight, mate?
Yes, how we doing? Yeah, hopeful. I'm a little bit sort of miffed, as I'm a wedding singer, so I'm literally loading up my van to go and sing at a wedding as we speak.
No. Oh, wait, you're working at the wedding?
I'm working, I'm singing, and my last set starts at 10 o'clock. Would you believe it?
No way.
Well, you might be in a position, somewhere along the line, you can sing It's Coming Home.
Yeah.
That'll go down well.
Just put Sweet Caroline in the...
yeah, exactly.
How long's your set, Ryan?
So it's 45 minutes, but I'm thinking of trying to be sneaky and putting my iPad on the stand and pretend I'm reading lyrics, but have the game up.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Ryan, what's your favourite number to sing at a wedding to get the vibes going?
Oh, I like a bit of Ain't No Stopping Us Now, McFadden and Whitehead.
Yeah, McFadden and Whitehead, remember it well.
You've got your chance, Ryan, live on talkSPORT to the millions listening. Belt it out, Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Come on.
There we go.
There's been so many things that held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. There is no stopping us now.
Woo!
Got the groove.
Absolute belter. Got to listen
Well
to
done,
that.
Ryan. Brilliant.
Ryan, brilliant stuff, mate. I mean, fair play. You've got to take the work, and I'm sure they're going to have an absolutely amazing time at the wedding this evening.
Diamonds.
Brilliant stuff. That is Ryan, the Man United fan,
Fair
singing
play
at
to
a
him.
wedding tonight. He's got a beautiful voice, angelic, anthemic.